Here with Tom Pelissero from NFL Network. Tom, thank you so much for taking the time. Just wanted to ask you a couple questions real quick. What is the biggest storyline you are paying attention to for this specific draft?
Well, I think that the quarterbacks are always going to drive everything. There's a lot of teams that need them. This is a better quarterback class overall in terms of what scouts and coaches say than a year ago, when obviously Kenny Pickett was the only one who ended up being taken in round one. You don't have that clear, can't-miss type of a prospect. Bryce Young from Alabama might be the closest. There's not a lot of precedent for drafting a quarterback really high who weighed 186 pounds last season, and so teams have to work through that. Obviously, the medical is important for him too. Will Levis fits the part. You look at him and he's got all the tools. It's a matter of can he put them together. And he also dealt with injuries last season, so it'll be interesting to see him throw for the first time coming up this weekend. Obviously, C.J. Stroud's in that mix, and Anthony Richardson's one of the mystery men in the whole draft. He's going to test really well. He's got all the traits, but it's not generally a traits position. So can some team convince themselves we've got a really good opportunity to mold this guy into a franchise quarterback, because that's what it's going to take him in the wrong one.
Steelers have needs at corner, offensive line, several other areas. Where do you think, based upon what you've heard, where do you think they could go with that pick at 17?
That's a great question. I mean, they've got some free agents too that they're going to have to, work through. Make some decisions at those spots as well. I mean, their history is that they can find receivers later in the draft. I would be shocked if they don't take a receiver at some point. I don't know that it's going to be at number 17, although they may well have their pick of any of the receivers if they choose to go down that path. Just thinking through in my head, obviously they've got the quarterback position, the running back position handled at this stage. Can always use offensive line help, and that might be a spot that's worth examining here for them, just because it's another position where you don't have any tackles that you're looking at and going, they're definitely going to go really, really high. So do those guys slide down? There's a bunch of guards who all could go in the first round as well. I would think all those are worth examining.
Wonderful. Tom, thank you so much for your time.
You got it.